This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Dare to play?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foreplay Podcast. This is Bella.
This is Jase.
Today's episode is a listener submissions podcast. So this is where we go through our listener submissions, and if you want to submit your own story time to foreplay.com/share, that's the number 4 OURPLAY.com/share, send us your stories and then we will share them, and then we'll kind of give our little 2 cents, little tidbits as we, like, after we read them.
Yeah, and it can be a story of, something that's happened to you. It can be a positive story. It can be a negative story if you want something like that and you want, us to talk about that. It also can be a fantasy. It doesn't have to be a full story, but maybe something that you've always wanted to happen or you think's going to happen or something like that. So it can be anything along that nature. It's very fluid, go with the flow. But these are some of my favorite ones to go back and to kind of talk about. And this one's, we're switching it up a little bit. Bella always reads these out loud because reading out loud is more her specialty than mine, but typically she'll read them out loud and I will not have read them yet, so I have no clue. This time we switched it. I've been collecting them, and so she's still going to read them out loud. I have read these, so I know what they're about, but you don't know what they're about, so it's kind of a different...
So I don't know if it's a good thing or not, that most likely I will be reacting in the moment. So maybe
I think that's better.
Okay, so react in the moment.
Because you are more like... Sometimes, you always actually say that whenever I read books and stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, this twist, and I, don't give a lot of reaction.
I do a lot of reactions, and even if nobody's there, I will literally go, I will gasp, I cry.
I think maybe it's better actually to do them this way.
Okay. Well, I just don't know as a listener if they want, but maybe they want to hear my reaction or just a reaction.
Yeah, because I literally think it's us react. I think that's the whole point of this podcast, right? Is us reacting to it.
I guess it's true. Okay. So yes, if you do want to share anything with us, go ahead and send that to foreplay.com/share. And we're going to go in with the first submission. And I'm going to change their names here. They did want their names. I will say,
this one you semi-know a little bit. This story time happened, and somebody actually met us on a cruise, and we were talking about something, and they told us this story. And so it's more fun to read the details of it as he wrote them, but we met him on a cruise, and you were like, can you please send that in?
Yeah, I asked if we could share the story, and he said he would send it, and he did send it in.
Yeah, so you kind of know. The other ones you don't know at all.
This one I know because I recognize their names.
Yeah, you
in
semi-know.
The first sentence I remember. But I'm changing their names here. They requested their names changed, and it's funny because we needed a name, and Jase's desktop background or his laptop background, his wallpaper is a still from the House Tour music video, Sabrina Carpenter's House Tour. Well, not the song House Tour music video, not her actual Architectural Digest House Tour, but it's Sabrina, Margaret Qualley, and oh my gosh,
Maddie Klein.
I almost called her Madison Beer. And we needed names, and I was like, oh, what's Maddie Klein's name in Outer Banks, and what's her boyfriend's name? And I didn't want to go and say John B. this entire time. And Jase was like, oh, it's Sarah Cameron. And I was like, okay, let's go with that. Cameron and Sarah.
So that's how we're getting to these names. Sarah and Cameron.
Sarah
and
Cameron.
For these stories.
All right. So.
Also, I don't think I put it in there, but the title of this email was, let me make sure I get it.
Wasn't it Mother-in-Law's Boobies?
Mother-in-law boobies.
Yeah.
Is the subject line, which I did not write down when I put these in there, but I think that makes it even funnier. Imagine if you didn't know the story was coming and you just got that line.
I do remember seeing that subject line because it was so funny. Just like a subject line, Mother-in-law's Boobies. Mm-hmm. So, hey guys. Cameron and Sarah here. We met on a bliss cruise, and I told you a story of my father-in-law sending me photos of my mother-in-law's boobies. Here's the story, ... I met Sarah in 2010, and at that time, her parents had a child late in life, and she just turned 3. Sarah and I got a house together in August of the same year, and we started babysitting her sister randomly overnight for her parents, which I thought seemed odd and figured they just needed a night out here and there. I mentioned to her one day, and she told me that they are swingers. I was not aware of the lifestyle at this point. LOL. And that they were meeting other people to play with. After that conversation, she told her mom that she had told me about them. So a few days later, I get a call from her dad, and he wanted to explain the situation to me. He started telling me stories about how he found other men for her to enjoy, and in detail told me about how the previous weekend he had sex with her in the aisle of the local sex shop, telling me about how people gathered around to watch and all. Remember, it wasn't but a couple days prior that I had learned what swinging even was. Well, after about an hour-long phone call, the fact that he was talking to his father on the phone about this is so funny. After about an hour-long phone call, we hung up, and I was telling Sarah about the conversation, and my phone starts dinging, getting a photo album of pictures of her mom. From lingerie to full nude. Freshly in love and dating for 5 months, I was freaking out. Her parents at the time were, I'm not going to say their exact ages, but they were in their 40s and 50s. And thankfully, Sarah was used to their shenanigans, so it went over well without any drama. Shortly after that, we had a conversation about the lifestyle and ending up agreeing to try it. And it's been 15 years now that we've joined the lifestyle. A couple years later, her dad let it slip out that they had also enjoyed the company of one of Sarah's ex-boyfriends. Needless to say, that did not go over well. Oh my God. Okay, and then feel free to use the story. Send me a link if you use this so we can listen. I will definitely send them the link after this comes out. Enjoyed meeting you guys and hope we run into you again. Thank you, Cameron. That is a crazy story. I do remember him telling, but I don't remember going that much into detail.
That's why I was saying you're gonna have fun as like you know the story, but like it's better when you read it and like sleep and with the ex.
Yeah, I don't remember the ex-boyfriend part.
Me either.
That is wild. I will say I do think that it's so amazing when families do have that relationship where it's so open and it's not taboo and weird. Like I will say I don't know if I want to hear specific sex stories of my parents, and I definitely don't want to see your parents your dad's nudes. That would be that's too much for me personally.
Me too.
Well, I do remember he said that she was hot because I asked. I was like, I mean, is she attractive? And he was like, yeah.
So yeah, I definitely feel the same way. I don't have any interest in knowing or seeing pictures or anything like that, but I do think it's cool. Like if I knew your parents were swingers, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine it with our families, but let's say I could. I think that'd be so cool. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to Desire this month or whatever. Like I'd be like, oh, good for you guys. Like that's cool that you can just like that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Because it's my parents or your parents. But it's crazy because I think about, first of all, just having an hour-long phone call with your dad sounds crazy to me because. Like, if you looked right now at our phone, our text thread for, like, years is happy birthday to each other on each other's birthday
and
with
happy
a thank
Father's
you.
Day.
And happy Father's Day with a thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Your dad doesn't even do an exclamation, nothing. It's happy birthday, thank you. Happy birthday, thank you. And that's what the extent of it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just crazy to me to think about even having a I don't know if I've ever talked you down on the phone.
I don't think so.
I think one time he, like, talked to me on the phone, like, when I was backing a car out to tell me where to go. He was, like, on the phone.
Oh yeah, because you guys were in the same.
And we were like moving, moving or something. And like I think that's the only time I've ever talked to your dad on the phone ever. So I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, we just don't have that relationship with each other's in-laws.
But isn't it crazy to think that like your origin story of how you kind of got into swinging is after a conversation? Like I know it's not because of them, but after a conversation.
I mean, kind of it is.
I think that's so cool.
I think it's really awesome.
Me too.
We have. Oh, you're about to talk about our friend who's. They're like she brings the sex toys and stuff to her family things.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say that story.
Oh, okay.
You can say that story and I'll tell you.
Well, it's not really a story, but she just has that kind of relationship with her family where it's just so open and they're able to talk to each other about everything. I don't think that they share specific sexual details, but she used to work with a sex toy company, and she would get sent so many, and then she would just bring them out and people would just, take whatever they wanted. And I think that that's a really cool relationship to be able to have with your family, and it's something that we don't personally have.
Yeah.
So
She mailed us a box.
she did mail us a box.
Shout out to her for that
yes.
one. The thing I was going to say is, it sounds like funny, but like we know a lot of people that are second and third generation swingers, right? Because they like their parents are swingers and then they're swingers.
Yes.
We met someone that their grandparents were swingers and their parents were swingers and now they're swingers. So like it's generational in those families. And so it's so cool because like one of our friends, he's like, oh yeah, my parents used to go to all these parties here and like they know that we go on Bliss Cruise. And like I said, they don't really share the details of it, but I just think that's so cool and so fun. But that's the first time I've ever heard about getting the nudes.
Yeah, the nudes
of
is
your
crazy.
in-laws. That's like a next level.
That is a kind of relationship that I can't wrap my head around. I think it's really cool to be able to have that kind of relationship, because if you're able to share that with your in-laws, you guys must be really damn close. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really awesome.
I agree.
We've also had friends before that they would go on, I believe it was Bliss Cruise,
Mm-hmm.
but they're obviously swingers. Their parents were swingers, and they would have to plan different cruises that they could go on so they don't go on the same cruise.
Like we're going to go on November, so you guys can go on April because we don't want to be on the same one. But we've also met people in like, they've had family members, I believe, on the same cruise.
Yeah.
And they're like, we just have like real strict boundaries. It's like if someone had to be in a playroom, you move fast, or like, like you try to avoid each other as a general rule, but they can still go on the same vacation.
I'm curious if any listeners are out there who you're swingers and your kids are swingers, or you're swingers and your parents are swingers, and you guys live locally. And if you have a lot of places locally don't have a ton of different lifestyle clubs you can go to. I know Houston has a ton of different ones that you could go to, but at least most places we've been to only has a few,
like
if
usually
not one.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate that? Is what I'm curious about.
How parents, like, where people are divorced, like, they get the kids this weekend? Like, do you get, like, the club this weekend? It's like, you guys get first and third Saturdays, we get second and fourth Saturdays.
But what if it's, like, a Valentine's Day or a glow night or one of the really popular ones that you don't want to miss? And a cruise is a little bit different in the sense that it's huge. So you don't have to really run into each other. At a club, there's one playroom that is
Maybe there's, like, rules where you guys go to the same club, but like neither one of you guys are ever playroom people.
How do you plan that?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know.
So someone reach out. Please,
Yeah,
someone who has
I'm so
there has to be
curious.
somebody that has that situation. And I really do also am very curious to like how you split your time at those places.
We're not at the age yet that our friends who are our age would have kids in the lifestyle,
Yeah.
But so it's like only the opposite that I've heard of before. Only their parents are in the lifestyle. So that will be, I wonder, as we get older, because it's so much more, I wouldn't say accepted or normalized. I guess it's more normalized than it was before, but will there be more generations of this? People in the lifestyle have amazing relationships. I mean, you have this level of trust and honesty that you don't see as much with traditional relationships. Not saying traditional relationships don't have that. I'm just saying you do have a different level of, people in the lifestyle know that it's a different type of relationship. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we don't want kids, but if we had kids and they were old enough and they wanted to be in the lifestyle, I'd be like, hell fucking yeah, go for it. It's the best thing. Yeah. So
but I'm grandfathered on Bliss Cruise, just letting you guys know.
Yeah. Yeah,
I get all the months, sorry.
They can go. We just would have the boundaries where.
Yeah, I know. That's just funny.
So thank you, Sarah and Cameron, for sending in your story time. That was so fun. That's one of like the best ones.
That's really good. This next one's really fun. It's a longer story time, so guys, sit down, grab a cup of coffee, get ready for the next story that Bella's about to read, because it's a really fun one.
I see first of all, I see in-laws. Oh, in-laws neighbors. Okay, that's the first line I see.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jase. If you're going on a vacation, or maybe you have a gift that you want to give your other lifestyle friends and you're looking for lifestyle clothing, we have the best apparel on the market for you. We have not only clothing, bikinis, swimsuits, we have backpacks, tumblers, cups, anything that you can name, we probably have it. You can find that at foreplay.com/shop.
Let's say you're at a party, you're going on vacation, things are moving a little bit slow. Maybe you want some conversation to flow. Maybe you want to move stuff towards play. Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's called Foreplay the Game. It is a digital and physical lifestyle icebreaker game, and you can find out all about it at foreplay.com/games. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com/games.
If you don't have a lifestyle vacation planned, a resort or a cruise planned, why not? You can join us. You can find that at foreplay.com/playcation. We have not only information about the events and trips that we'll be on this year, but also other options for you as well. And it doesn't cost any extra for you to book through our links, but helps us a lot, helps us continue to be able to make this type of content for you. Now back to the show.
We are going to call them A. I don't know if they want me to use their actual name. Let me see down here. Okay, I'm just going to call them A. So, story time or confession. My in-laws' neighbors are our best friends and frequent play partners. And this is kind of a response to episode 134. So let's set the stage. Once upon a time, my wife and I decided it was a great idea to buy a house next door to my in-laws, my wife's parents. The location was just too good to pass up, and we had little luck finding as nice of a property anywhere else. Well, my wife and I around this time had our first couple lifestyle experiences. A threesome, FFM, followed by, months later, our first foursome with the same friend plus one more for FFFM. Damn. We were both incredibly excited about the experience, and we were longing for more. We met about 3 years with no more experiences, though. And we didn't really know what we wanted or how to go about it or anything really about the lifestyle for that matter. We just knew we liked to explore sexually with other people. At this point, it had been 3 years since our FFFM experience, though we hadn't really talked too much about it, except now my wife has entered her smut era, reading her porn as opposed to watching it. Hell fucking yeah. Okay, A, send me your wife's recommendations, please, and then I will also share that with the rest of the class. I know a lot of readers, I'm sure a lot of listeners also love to read smut. And also there needs to be more authors who, actually I haven't said this before on the podcast, but I am in the works of writing a lifestyle smut book. But there needs to be more, and there's not a timeline of when this is coming out. I would love for it to come out next year. maybe by the end of this year, maybe, I don't know. So I think
it's probably next year.
Yeah, it's probably next year. And it's going to be, I believe it'll be independently published. I don't think that I'm going to go through the whole traditional published route, especially for swinger lifestyle smut. But there needs to be more authors. So if you're listening out there, please, if you're an author and you're in the lifestyle, I would hope, well, I don't know. If you're listening to this, you're in the lifestyle and you're an author, we need more lifestyle smut, because every single thing that I've read has been horrendous because the people who are writing them are not actually in the lifestyle, so they're not portraying it correctly.
Yeah, every time I've tried to look it up and tried to read them, and every single time it's just awful, terrible.
It's horrendous
stuff.
Yes. So okay, so she entered her smut era, reading her porn as opposed to watching it. Now, she brings up wanting to have a threesome or more again, but she wants to be the center of attention. MFM, MMFM, airtight, the works. We discuss these possibilities, and I lean to being more comfortable with those dynamics with couples and not single men. We agree that would be the only way. Mind you, this is all at this point just hypothetical, talking, fantasizing together, and even role-playing with toys. Love it. Cue the new neighbors. We watch anxiously as the new kids on the block move in. The catch? I like how they write.
Me too. I also like how they write.
Yeah, I'm like at the edge of my seat. The catch? They're moving one house over from my in-laws. Turns out the new couple next door is our age, roughly same age as you guys. Fast forward a couple months, we hit it off immediately with our new friends as both the wives love to read and now have their own little smut book club going on. And the husband and myself are both in the same line of work. That is a storyline in itself, actually. Like, that is so fun. I wish we had neighbors who like to read smut and were swingers.
We could. We just moved
yeah,
in. We've
that's
only met
true.
one of our neighbors. Well, we met two of our neighbors. One is a single lady who's around 85.
Yep, I don't think she's
The other one
symbolized.
is a guy who's close to our age, but is also single.
And also, I don't think that he
He doesn't give me lifestyle.
yeah, the hobbies that he has that he does on the weekend is not the kind of things that we do. So,
We
but
do
there are
have
like
some neighbors
6
that
houses around us.
Yeah, and there is some other neighbors who look like about our age. We just haven't met everybody yet. So we never know. We could have
It's true.
young swinger neighbors.
It's like 4 to 5% are in lifestyle.
that would be at least one other people in this neighborhood would most likely be.
Yeah.
Just gotta find them.
I would. Maybe we should do more walks around and then just be like, with your pineapple hat.
Yeah, and see
Yeah.
who says anything.
Who doesn't get scared away?
I just need to wear a pineapple upside down shirt and put a QR code in the back so they can
yeah,
scan
if
it
you're
like
curious. Curious question mark.
looking for friends.
We have several get-togethers, dinners, pool days that lead to dinners, and game nights, you name it. Though outside of maybe 2 drunk skinny dipping experiences, everything is completely vanilla. Skinny dipping? That's not that vanilla.
This is outside of that.
Yeah. That's true. Touch barrier fully intact. Okay. Fast forward a few weekends, my wife and I have had conversations about the attraction to our new friends, but are fairly confident that it could never happen. We continue talking about possibly trying to meet other couples. We get SDC, Cassidy, the works, tons of research, and newfound knowledge thanks to lifestyle educators such as yourselves. Aw. No such luck, though. Our area is the Sahara for the lifestyle, lol. Move forward another weekend. The wives are hanging out on our back deck and chatting and just hanging out as I do yard work and whatnot. Then I overhear my wife confessing to her girlfriend that we think we are going to try swinging and that we were on online dating apps to find couples to swap with. Not exactly similar, but to our first experience ever, it kind of happened in that way too, where you meet this couple in a kind of it's not a vanilla place because it was a topless pool, and then conversation comes up of, oh, like we were thinking about swing, or we were thinking about going to a strip club, and then that's kind of how it
We'll keep
opened.
reading.
Okay. And the line that would change the game for us, our friend starts to ask what would happen if her and her husband were over when our new potential swinger friends came over, to which my wife replied, well, I mean, probably would have to head out or we wouldn't intermingle, as these would likely be friends that we would be trying to fuck. And she hits us with, naively, might I add, well, we could be your swinger friends. Oh my God. Both my wife and I are in shock, but both ask if she's fully aware of what it is we're talking about. And also, how does she know her husband would want to do this? At this point, she replies, I don't know, I just don't want to not hang out with you guys. We reassured her that we would still remain friends and would hang out tons, and that, in fact, we had not met anyone yet. Fast forward again a few weeks, and we are having dinner together, the 4 of us, to which the swinging topic comes up, as they had talked about it since. Keep in mind, none of us have a clue what we're doing at this point. I wonder what year this is. Well, we kind of sort of agree maybe it could be a thing and move on with our night. Boom. Pool is open, moon's out, clothes are optional. We are at it again, skinny dipping and playing floating beer pong in our backyard pool. This is so fun and cute. I wish we had a pool. When my wife suggests we make it interesting and add dares to the game, to which we were all ready to go. Did you all play the foreplay game? The first few dares come from me and our friends, and we've all played vanilla, do a naked lap around the house or run to the back of the yard, silly stuff. Well, the dare finally goes to my wife, and like the cheeky little playmaker she is, goes for it and dares her girlfriend to allow me to eat her ass. Holy shit! Wait, straight into the asshole? Eat her ass, or like bite her ass? Eat her ass? No fucking way. Her husband doesn't skip a beat and encourages her to bend over the edge of the pool, lifting her tight little booty out of the water for me to eat. And of course, I don't hesitate a bit. You did not. The first thing you did was eat this woman's ass.
Isn't that crazy?
That is wild. I thought it was like an ass cheek bite, like, you know, like lick a butt cheek. I'm flabbergasted. Okay, after a few seconds, we continue with the game. To which my buddy gets his chance to make the dare, and in true Jase fashion, WWJD. And in true Jase fashion, wingmans the shit out of it and dares his wife to suck my cock. It was awkward, mixed emotion and laughter, but would soon feel amazing having her mouth on me for the first time. At this point, the seal is broken, and we continue this for another 45 minutes of daring each other to make out, grind, oral, and all kinds of fun. I'm hung up on the first thing you did was eat this woman's ass. Wow. Until my wife suggests to get out of the pool. My wife lays out towels in the middle of our 1-acre yard where we all sit and start making out, and things continue a bit until we are ready to fuck, and we all confirm this is okay. We all agreed and proceeded to fuck hard in the middle of our backyard. Oh my God. This would proceed to happen 2 to 3 times a week for the entire summer before slowing down in the winter time. Yeah, you know they're beds too, right? You don't have to fuck in the backyard.
Keep reading.
We fucked like rabbits every chance we got. Beds, showers, pools, hot tubs, and on top of the floating beer pong table in the middle of the yard. You name it, we fucked there. You name it, we fucked there. I love that. We just could not get enough of the girl. We just could not get enough. The girls got tag teamed. Us got that good old double blowjob more times than we could count. At one point, we didn't even have to be in the same room anymore and would just wander around fucking with our partners, with our swapped partners, all meeting back together in the bed, in the shower, or in the pool or hot tub, just in time for one last drink, a snack, and kisses goodnight. I really hope that they're still friends. I'm like getting nervous that something bad's gonna happen. This is like a smut book. Y'all, your wife, you or your wife needs to write this. Like, actually, write this together. Okay, do I need to keep
writing's
reading?
already really great.
I know. You need to write this. Write this as a book. Just use the exact things that happen. You and your neighbors. Okay. Sorry, I lost my spot. We absolutely loved attending family and friend vanilla functions together, to which we would proceed to make fuck me eyes, flirty sneaky touches, or even kisses when no one was looking, just knowing that night we were going back and going to fuck each other senseless. To this day, they are the only couple we have swapped with, and we are the only couple they have swapped with. In the end, to tie this to episode 134 and you guys' questions about having swinger neighbors, it's hot. Real hot. And to your other question about if everyone knows, we can't completely confirm, but our friends have in all this time, twice now, fell asleep in our bed with us and woke up first thing in the AM for a nice little almost naked see-through bikinis, lingerie, sometimes a towel, walk of shame back to their house, having to walk directly in front of my in-laws' house to do so. And on one occasion, my father-in-law was outside getting started on yard work. We think they know at this point, but just don't bring it up, thankfully. P.S. Love the podcast and your stories, and us and our friends love the game as well. Sorry for the terrible punctuation. Type this on an iPhone. Autocorrect is a bitch. That was an amazing story time. How fun and sexy and hot. And I love the part where they do vanilla stuff together and they just have that cheeky, sneaky, there's flirting.
Well, I also love that's how it started, because we've always said the most fun friendships to us are always the ones whenever you love doing the vanilla stuff together.
Yes.
And then you have that sexy element mixed in there. So whether you guys are fucking or you're doing board game night or whatever it is, it's just as much fun.
Yes.
Like, that's our favorite. So I think it's really cute. They started out like establishing that friendship so well in just all the vanilla stuff and just truly liking all those aspects of each other, then got to introduce this other part into that friendship.
That's so fun. I want just best friends in general that are our neighbors and swingers that we swap with That's so fun.
All of our friends, we have like no, especially now since we just moved, we have like no local friends. We've never really had local friends. I feel so blessed that we get to go on so many lifestyle trips, and we have such an amazing group of friends and just so many amazing friends that we get to see semi regularly.
Yeah, we'll get Airbnbs together,
Yeah.
but it's not the same as being local.
Yeah, but the one good thing is that's really nice is you get to see these people for 7 days or 5 days, right? Which even when you're local, you might see someone once or twice a month.
Not if you're this couple.
Yeah.
These two
So if you're
couples.
neighbors.
Yeah.
But I would really love to have like amazing friends in the same neighborhood, like that you can walk to. And
They seem like they have, if they have an acre of land, I wonder how far their houses are from each other. Because if we had neighbors that were like right across the street, because the way that the houses here are, like the offices are, there's usually like a room right in the front. Like I would love to just flash my boobs to them all the time.
I mean, I bet
Like
they can at least see each other. Like an acre is a lot of land, but not like crazy huge. Like you can walk pretty fast.
I know that's their backyard, so
Yeah.
surely.
So that
Surely
would
you're not
be-
fucking in the front yard
Yeah.
of your
But like, isn't that such a fun story?
That's so fun. Just the idea of it is like a book. It's like a movie. But you know the movies, they would like fuck it up and do all this shit, but like that's not how it is. People in the lifestyle are, I mean, not all the time, but
The thing that like was so fun about this story too, to me, I was doing the same thing as you, where I was like, well, you guys can do that, and like they wrote about it.
Yeah.
Or you can, and like, oh, they did that. Like, and that made me so happy and excited. And like it does like a movie, and it's so fun. And I'm happy that someone answered the question of, so maybe people do know you guys are the swinger house. And that's
Yeah.
okay. And I just, and I loved the writing of it. Like it was written so playfully and
Yeah.
fun. And I think that you reading it not knowing is even better, because we get your like reactions to like the initial read of it, which I think is even more fun.
And the last one is, hello guys, been listening for a while now and decided, you know what, I think I'll go ahead and send in my fantasy. So a little background, my wife and I have been swinging for about 4 years now, and we absolutely love it. We'll have experiences with new people when we go to Desire RM, our favorite, but when we're back at home, we have a few couples we play with pretty regularly. My job is kind of high profile, and if it came out that we were swingers, it would definitely cause some issues for me. So here's where my fantasy comes in. I've always wanted to film us having sex with our friends. My wife and I have countless videos of ourselves, which I love, but the thought of filming it with someone else is so hot to me. It's not that I don't trust our local friends, but it just makes me terrified. The thought of a sex video with me involved being in any other hands besides either myself or my wife. So for now, it'll just remain a fantasy, but who knows? Maybe one day when I retire, my fantasy will come true. Keep up the great work with the podcast. Kay.
Yeah, so I think that totally makes sense, especially if you are nervous, like especially if you have a high profile job, right? Where if that is out there,
It's a scandal.
it's a scandal. Let's say you built your career for so many years and then that got out. And it's not even about not trusting somebody, right? Because I guess you just never know. What if
It's-
somebody,
It's not even if it's not the try. I think that it's more the backlash of what would happen if it got out. So it's not even, well, I mean, if it got out, that's true. Because if they're saying, oh, like, what if they leak it or something, but regardless of if they leak it or if it gets into the hands of somebody and it happens to get out, even if like they didn't mean to, yeah, be having a job like that, like your whole lifeline is on, like your whole life is on the line,
Yeah.
which sucks. Like it shouldn't be like that. But
and you hear about like the iCloud hacks or whatever, and people like got into that. It's like you can trust these people with everything, right? Like I trust them; they can have it. Like I'm not worried about them doing that. But then something happens,
well, just
or
record
you
it
got
on
Euphoria.
on
you know,
a tape.
you got Nate Jacobs steals his dad's tape and give it to Jules.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he even had it.
He even had it locked
That's
in the
true,
drawer,
yeah.
and he stole it, and then Jules got it. You know, so you never know how things could transpire. So I definitely see, where they're coming from. But you know what?
But having it as a fantasy. is pretty
Having
fun.
fantasies hot, and sometimes fantasies end up happening. You could one day retire, and it could happen. Imagine after maybe this guy's 40. Maybe he retires in 20 years, and he's been building this fantasy for 20. Imagine how sexy that fantasy is going to be.
That's true.
After 25 years of fantasizing about it and finally getting to do it.
Or maybe you meet a couple who does make like this kind of content all the time, and they would just be completely okay with you just having it.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
we don't
like,
even
yeah,
need it. We'll just
yeah,
film it
'cause
for
we-
you guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you could-
definitely know people that
Yeah.
are like that. They're like, oh yeah, we don't have to. We just love to film it. And so if you guys, there's definitely couples out there like that. So there is
Yeah.
possibilities like that too.
I think especially couples that you've played with a lot before, if they happen to do that, I think that there is definitely a chance, maybe sometime in the future, maybe even before you retire, that
Yeah.
could happen. And I hope you the best, Kay and Kay's partner.
I also hope you get your fantasy. And if it's not before you retire, I hope one day you do retire and you get that fantasy. But those are the ones that we had for today. I think it is so fun to read these and hear about what you guys experience and all these different stories. And
I think there could be an entire podcast, like just the basis of the podcast, not just a podcast episode. It's just story times. You know, surprisingly, we don't get them as much as I thought that we would get them, but we don't really post about it or anything. Maybe we should post it on our stories and stuff, so then people will be more inclined
Yeah.
to send it in rather than just people who are listening to the podcast.
yeah, also we haven't posted them. We used to post them, I feel like, more regularly, where every like 6 weeks or so we would do another one. It's been a little while since we've done one. So I feel like normally whenever we post it and first talk about it, we'll get some submissions. But then as time goes
Yeah.
on, because I feel like a lot of people listen to the most recent episodes.
But we should add it to our more regulated schedule.
Yeah, because
'Cause
I love
like
it's one of my
these,
favorite.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite ones to do, and I hope you guys like. I mean, people send them in, so I mean, obviously, people like it. So please, guys, go to fourplay.com/share. Number 4 OURPLAY.com/share. So you can do the full long stories of how this started, or even one of your favorite story times, whatever it is, or it can be the fantasies,
Or hot takes. That's one that we are recording soon or next or something, is listener hot takes.
Yeah, so that one's a little different than this one. This one I feel like is more fantasies, story times, things like that. But another one is just hot takes. Like, what do you have a hot take about? So you can go to fourplay.com/share to share that as well. That would be like in a different podcast than this one, but still one
Yeah,
where
it's still to our podcast.
reacting
Yeah.
to listener submissions, because I think it's fun. I feel like interacting with other people.
That's what this
It's
lifestyle is all about.
yeah.
It's all about community and human interaction and sharing, right? It's the swingers love to share. And
Yeah.
share to us your submissions, please. fourplay.com/share.
Yeah, so thank you guys for all the people who sent those in. We really do appreciate it so much. And then we will go ahead and jump into Belle and Jase's
Weekly obsessions.
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first this week, sweetie?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay, go for it.
My first obsession is I have always wanted to do a yarn wall. And typically people will do this on a big pegboard. So they'll put a couple pegboards next to each other, and it will go the span of however big you want it. And they use these hooks that go into the pegboard, and they will make yarn cakes, which you just wind the yarn into this more cylindrical-ish cake looking thing. So it's just easier to store. And then they hang it on their pegboard. I wanted something, and the way that it is laid out, people do it in different ways, but the ones that I've seen almost looks like an art installation. It's in a like rainbow color order, and if you look up yarn wall, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Anyways, I did not want to do it on a pegboard per se, because I don't really love the pegboard look, and I didn't want to be stuck to where I could put the yarn, right? So if I got another color, if I wanted to add, or if I wanted to change up the design, or if I wanted to organize it differently, whatever
run out
it
of one?
is. Yeah, well, if you run out of one, yeah, then you would have to kind of move everything if you don't want the same color. So I was like, this is when my cruise mind comes in, and I was like, magnetic fucking wall. And so I got 2 sheets of metal. What's it called? It's not sheet metal. I think it's called sheet metal.
It's like a really thin, lightweight.
Yeah, it's
metal.
not like super super lightweight, but it's definitely
It's not like a steel beam.
Yeah. It's just a sheet. So I got 2 sheets from Home Depot. I believe they're like 36 inches by 48 inches, something like that. Got 2 of them next to each other. And I got these. Well, I did a vinyl wood trim on the outside. And Jace thought that I actually put it on wood. Like from far away, it does look like wood, but it's literally just vinyl. And it's because we bought this vinyl to use. It looks like slats, like wood slats that we were going to put in our garage gym, and it ended up not working out. And so I just cut that up to be able to continue to use it. Did about an inch trim of that wood and then put it up with these drywall anchors and used magnetic hooks. You definitely need the hook part because you want some kind of stability for the dowel. So I just hot glued a wooden dowel. It's like 4 or 5 inches on it. And then you can put your yarn cake on there and then just literally stick it to the metal wall. I felt like such a genius. Like I finished this. It took some trial and error because I had to get 2 or 3 different types of magnets. I thought that I could just get the flat magnets. It wasn't strong enough. So definitely get the hooks. The one that I used, I think, had a strength of 25 pounds. So if you want to see it, you can go on my Instagram at Hey Bella Luna, and then I'm going to do a tutorial for it too because people have been asking. Not like exactly showing step by step how to do, but I'll explain how to do, and like the links to all the things that I bought is very inexpensive and I love it. That's my current obsession. And my other obsession is this new show called Not Suitable for Work. It's on Hulu and it gives me the same vibe of compensating an adult.
Overcompensating.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Overcompensating adults. What's some other ones? It's almost a little New Girl-ish too. And it's about how old would you say they are? Maybe 25 to 29 and they're like mid to late 20s?
Yeah, young to late 20s. I can't tell exactly how they are.
So it's 2 girl roommates. They're pretty much next door neighbors in an apartment complex to these 3 guys. And it's just about their life and, you know, little things that happen. And Avantika is in there and she's so cute. Like, oh, every time she is on the screen, my eyes are glued. I'm just obsessed with her. And I love her style on the show. She's a stylist on the show and like an up and coming stylist. And the humor is really funny. You really start to like the characters and root for them. It took me, I think, the second episode until I was like, oh yeah, I really like this.
The first episode, I was like, hey, this is pretty good though.
Yeah.
And the second episode, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm really like, and now there's only, I think as of recording this, the last episodes just came out like 2 days ago, but we're only watching one a day so we don't run out all at once because we're trying to like savor it.
I really like the humor. I think it's really cute. If you guys like those kinds of shows that I listed, maybe I Love LA, similar-ish vibe. Yeah, so
Yeah.
highly recommend.
It's like the post-college figuring your life out.
Yeah.
Shenanigans that happen. Like that type of, I don't know what you call that, show. That's what it is.
Yeah, and all the characters are different. They have different personalities. The found family aspect. I love found family. I love that neighbor. I can't stop thinking about that neighbor swinger story. Because it's like that. It's like found family. It's like, I'm sure that they just, I love it. Okay, anyways.
I have 2. They are both house related. So I have an office now, and technically I guess I have an office and a half. I don't really know how you would describe this. I have an office that we have basically finished. It's not quite done, but it has an office table, and I have my chair, and we have this really nice, what do you call it? What do you call the background thing? It's
like 2 arch bookshelves with a cabinet drawer in the middle.
Yeah, we have a TV there in the middle that looks almost like a picture. It's really, really nice. And then we have a guest bedroom, but I put a standing desk in here because I want to get a walking pad so I can walk while I'm working. And so I have, I guess, 1.5 spaces to work. And it is so nice to have my own office. We've lived in apartments for our entire life. And every time I've worked, I've always gone to like the community working center.
Yeah, like co-working spaces.
The co-working space, which has been great. Like I loved co-working spaces. But the problem was, as our apartments got more full, I couldn't always get a spot. and then I would walk around, and then I couldn't always find one, and then it's so nice to have my own space to work, especially since we work from home. Like, you've always had a spot because, like, we created a spot, like, at the old place for you. So I was like, I'll be
Yeah.
the one who goes. Because you had more stuff than me, right? You need
Because
to
I do,
bring more.
yeah, like the crafting and like making
Yeah.
all of the items, things like
I
that.
really need a computer and a space for hard drives, and that's pretty much all the space I really need. So it was easy for me to put everything in a bag and walk to wherever I need to go. But having my own space is one of the most magical, amazing things. I feel like I can really just lock in. I can leave my computer there and I can go make lunch and not worry about it being there, and I can go back. I don't have to move everything. It's so nice. And so I am so thankful. And yeah, I've still been working on the guest room a little bit more because we still have a tiny bit more work to do on the office, but it is almost done. And so that is one of my obsessions. And then my other obsession, oh my gosh, guys, we got a new TV and we mounted it on the wall.
This is the first time we've ever mounted a TV too, and it really does change the game. It makes
Yeah.
it look so adult and just put together. And it's really not that difficult to mount a TV.
It's not. And it was a big TV, and we went to Best Buy and we had this TV in mind. It was a really good price. It was
Did you say how big it was yet?
I haven't.
Okay.
We've always had 65-inch TVs, which is what we bought like on Black Friday
2020
5
or
years
something,
ago for like
yeah.
$400 or something. It's been amazing. We've kept those TVs. And when we had this house is, obviously bigger than the apartment. I was like, I think we should get a bigger TV. We should get a 75-inch TV.
Because we really wanted to be able to, like, we have a pretty open floor plan, and being able to cook and just have the TV on. We always like having music videos and just like whatever, or like even like a cooking show. Sometimes we'll have MasterChef playing while we're cooking, and
our kitchen
this-
opens into the living room.
Yeah.
So you can see, as you're cooking, you can see the TV. And it's pretty long. Like, our house is one story, and it's very like long because it's one story, right? Like, it's all
Yeah.
brought back. So it's a pretty far space from where you could end cooking to where the TV is. So we got to Best Buy, and I asked the guy, I was like, can I see what a 75-inch TV looks like? I guess just compared to an 85-inch TV, because I'm curious.
because we were planning on getting a 75-inch.
And we went and we saw the difference, and we stood like, there was an area that I could stand about how far the kitchen was away. And I was like, wow, I didn't know how substantial this difference was going to be. So we ended up getting an 85-inch TV. We mounted it, and it is incredible.
It's so fun.
It is, because we watch a lot of movies at home. We always have music videos on, and we always wanted to use our living room more. We were never living room people. We wanted to make this house where we really use the living room, and like, we worked in our offices, we slept in our bed, and we lived in the living room, right? Like, I feel like we use all the spaces for everything, but we wanted to kind of use all of them more equally. And this definitely helped us do that. And so
For sure, because even yesterday I asked you what your favorite room in the house was, and you said living room, and I also think living room. And we have a very comfortable couch, and we just never, I don't know, there was something, we just never enjoyed being in the living room until now.
Yeah, I love it. And so the 85-inch TV is my obsession. I just love watching music videos on it, especially. That's like my favorite thing to do, is just, I'll go
TV
out there
shows.
when I'm working though, and like, I'll take a break from my working and I'll just go work. Like, let's say I'm making a thumbnail for YouTube, and I can watch, like, I'll just put a music video on while I work out there, and there's window, the lights coming in. Oh, it's the dream. So that's my other obsession, is the TV.
And behind the TV, we did put these like LED strip lights that has a little camera at the top, and so then it will sync to the picture that's on the TV. So that's really cool too, being able to have that. It really adds a little something, especially with music videos. I don't know if I like it as much for just movies in general, maybe for Project Hail Mary or something that's more, I guess, cinematic, but like rom-coms and stuff, we had it on, we were like, I don't really feel like we need this, but highly recommend that as well. I guess we
Especially
can
for
link
music
those
videos,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can link those too.
By the way, my yarn wall is in my office. I don't just have like this metal sheet with a bunch of rainbow yarn in like our living room or anything like that. Yeah, no, it is in my office. I did want to clarify. In my crafting office.
Yes.
My
and
croffice.
Your croffice.
My croffice. Also we call the rooms, so Jase's office, because whenever we were moving, I put J office, and then my office was B office for any of the tubs that had to go in there, but the kind of went together a little bit. So now we call it, instead of calling it your office or Jase's office, we call it Joffice and Boffice.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but I think it's really funny, and I really like it. But thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Please share more of your story times and things with us. We absolutely love doing these ones. Foreplay.com/share. But we will go ahead and hit you guys with the outro. Bye.
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below and on our website, fourplay.com. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we make videos and vlogs about the swinging lifestyle. Head to foreplay.com/YouTube to watch and subscribe. We have the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined called Foreplay the Game that's both digital and physical. It's perfect for breaking the ice and spicing up any party. You can find more information at foreplay.com/games. We also have the best swinger lifestyle, kinky, and adult humor clothing and accessories that you can find at foreplay.com/shop. If you're looking to plan a lifestyle destination, booking through our links at foreplay.com/travel really helps support the show and helps us be able to continue to create this type of content for you. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and more. You can find all our current social media accounts at foreplay.com/socials, and I have an OnlyFans, which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP. We also have a Facebook group and Discord community and would love for you to join us. You can find the direct links in the show notes below. Lastly, we're on STC and Cassidy at Foreplay, and you can get a free full membership trial by using our link. You can email us at hello@foreplay.com with any questions or comments, or head to foreplay.com/ask. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!